I love cryptids. One of my favorite cryptids is the Flatwoods Monster. Probably not my favorite. I mean, that has to go to the Wendigo, obviously. I had a general idea of where to start with the Flatwoods Monster. I don't know how much I'm going to follow the initial idea I had. You know what? We'll see. I do want this to be somewhat of a classic-y looking Flatwoods Monster, not one of the weird organic-y versions, so we're just gonna go with this thing as the base reference image. Okay, maybe here's where I'm a little iffy on what I want to do for the design. Because I've drawn the Flatwoods Monster a lot, and generally I find that it looks a lot creepier when it has less detail. Which leads me to want to make its face, which is where I'm gonna start because it's a good way to get the general scale right. I was gonna use just like a wooden bead for its face, just round, completely flat. Very minimal detail. Or I could use this, which is more mechanical. And I do want to make this thing look mechanical. But at the same time, I don't know whether less is more or more is more in this instance. I think I might have to just kind of wing it. I think I'm gonna start somewhere else, and I'll keep these two pieces to the side. I gotta decide where to start, which means I gotta pick how big I want this thing. I want it to scale with these, but also I kind of want to give it a lot of detail, so I kind of want to make it big. I think I'm gonna go back and read the initial report to kind of get an idea of exactly how it was described, rather than just looking at the sketch that was based off of the description. Swear to God, this is not on purpose. As I was reading the Wikipedia article for the Flatwoods Monster, I realized today is, as of recording, the 72nd anniversary of the Flatwoods Monster's first sighting. That's crazy. The universe is a hologram, Jesus Christ. For the description of the Flatwoods Monster by the original people who noticed it. So the initial description given by Eugene Lemon. I shouldn't be making fun of a name. My name is Gatlin. It was described as a tall, man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Descriptions varied in the article for Fate magazine, based on the tape-recorded interviews. Let's see, Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall, good we have a scale, with a round blood-red face, large pointed hood-like shape around the face, green eye-like shapes which emitted greenish-orange light, and a dark black or green body. May described the figures having small, claw-like hands, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. Okay, so what I'm getting from this that I didn't get from the initial photo is not only the scale, because we have 10 feet now, we also have, like, the colors, which I'll be using to paint later on. But let's see, we have claw-like hands and clothing-like folds. And then it also said it glided toward the group, which means I'm probably gonna give this thing thrusters of some kind. That's the kind of information that I didn't get from the actual picture that I'm gonna have to incorporate. This is one of my favorite parts of building any model, just digging through any of the various bins just to find something that catches your eye. It's such a satisfying and rewarding, like, I don't know, climax to actually, looking for all these junk parts, because you actually get to implement them into something. So right now I'm just looking for, like, general robot-y bits. I think I have most of the body blocked out right now. I need to get the main silhouette right. Oh, hang on. Okay. This, my buddy AJ, was recently really into Transformers. Just like me, he decided to get out of the hobby because it's very expensive and it's not very rewarding. So he decided to give me his misprint Optimus Primal from the new Transformers movie. It's a misprint because it's literally missing a boob. It's supposed to be like that one, but it's just blank. Look at that. Now, what does that remind you of? Doesn't that look like the ace shape that the description described and is on the picture? Look at all that mechanical detailing. Ta-da! Okay, we are going to do this the old-fashioned way, with just a lot of super glue. This was the part of the build that I was most worried about, not because of how I'd make it. I was just unsure, like, what kind of design I wanted to give it. The description that the boys gave described it as looking fabric-like. Like, what did I want to make it mechanical, or did I want to make it fabric-y? Because, like I said, I really didn't want to give my scary monster a kilt. Okay, so I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and that was use this bit there, but I really do think this works way better as, like, that little ace of spades part of the head. I think I finally know how to do the torso. We're actually going to be able to use this, this bootleg bionicle piece. Alright. I finally have the confidence to try the head. Alright, time to cut this thing in half. Perfect. That's like... Oh, I was worried about that. I was worried about cutting that one. Because initially I wanted to use this piece to kind of just greeble up the inside so it isn't just like the one Optimus Primal panel. I don't even know what this is. Actually, wait, no, I do know what this is. This is from a Bumblebee model kit, so it is another Transformer. Initially, I wanted to do something like this. So just to have a little back piece there. Or, hang on. Oh, yeah. No, that's what we were missing. I knew there was something wrong with the last two options. I think I had the right parts, I just had to get them in the right order. That is actually fucking sick. That is so cool. I was really concerned that this would turn out to be just kind of a weird looking non-robot thing. And really I was always gonna compare this to Rigamajig over on Instagram. I love that guy. Makes amazing cryptid models. He made like the best looking version of the Flatwoods Monster I've ever seen. I wish I could decide how I wanted to do the arms, though. That's the next thing. I have an idea. It's a little out there, but hear me out. I think I know how I'm gonna attach this and make it look natural and not weird. This is the shoulder parts of a bootleg Lego Boba Fett, or Jango Fett, one of them. I already used the front bit on something else. I don't remember what. But these shoulder parts, why, these shoulder parts are still good. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so this is a little out there, but this is what I'm thinking for the arm lengths. This would be my little contribution to this original version of the Flatwoods Monster, that she has like some extendo arms, I guess. I don't know, robot extendo arms were always like a cool concept to me. For real, I've got a lot of drawings of just random robots with extendo arms. There we go. I think it was my childhood obsession with Inspector Gadget. I really like the 2 Matthew Broderick movies, so maybe that's influencing my art now. So I've just been sitting here like dry fitting random things from my bits box and toy bins to try and just see something that's gonna fit here, because I know I need something to cover up like this little gap area. It's ugly. I don't want to rely on that Optimus Primal toy too much, but like if I just cut out like that section and I put that there, that would be perfect. You know what? This is a very specific video that relies entirely on a conversion of a Lego Doc Ock off-brand. Holy shit, that just broke my pliers. Oh, that's what that weird sound was. So I am getting to it with some larger tweezers, but it is really hard plastic to cut, and I realize there's a bit of metal in here. That's why the thing like broke like that. Oh, okay. That was surprisingly really easy. Yeah, that was kind of anticlimactic. I was expecting like a boss fight level of bits just not wanting to come apart. Alright, it is really late. Unfortunately, I am going to go to bed. I can't wait to work on this in the morning, like legitimately. I'm gonna get up, pour myself a cup of coffee, I'm gonna pour myself a bowl of cereal, and I will be back out here to continue this. This is the best part of any scratch build, where the main construction is done and you don't have to deal with any of the frustrating little pieces anymore. And you can just start like, hang on, you want a focus camera? There, you can just start like jamming stuff into place and just making everything look pretty. I mean, where would we be without Greg Greebley, inventor of the Greebley? I don't know why. I see this Lego broom here. It feels a little Darth Vader-y. I kind of like that. But yeah, look at that. I think I'm gonna paint that as like a glowy yellow or something. Maybe not the same color as the eyes, maybe like a red. I think the only thing left that I really want to do is I want to bulk out this thing's back. I think to build the thrusters, I'm also going to use an old transformer. Looks like I've already dug into this one a bit. There we are. I'm thinking this thing could be a thruster. I don't know what this is, but a friend of mine gave it to me. Okay, I think that brings our total Transformers kill count to 4. We had Optimus Primal. We had this thing for the neck collar. That's a Bumblebee model kit. This, I think, is... I have no idea, but it was in a bag of Transformers parts I got for $5. And after a few finishing touches, here she is. This might be my favorite thing I've ever made. I cannot wait to paint this, legitimately. Alright, I think it's prime time. This is a Home Depot bag. I went to Home Depot and I asked someone, can I please have a bag of sawdust? They did end up giving me a bag of sawdust. I just had to explain what the Flatwoods Monster was, and then I was building a diorama. I'm gonna be making some flock right now. I've never done this. First time through everything. Okay, so for the first run through, we're gonna try some of this just kind of generic hobby paint. Green, just acrylics. Okay, so that's not working at all. One last thing I'm gonna try with this paint before I just dump it. I'm gonna put it in my paint mixing cup, and I'm gonna try and mix it around aggressively. I'm gonna need a better stir stick. Hang on.
A few moments later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
How do I not have a good stir stick? That's like such a simple thing to have. Why do I not have that? I made the executive decision just to dump that last batch. And the things I'm gonna try now, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, which will make it take a little bit longer to dry. Water straight from my water bottle. I don't think we need to add too much, but I may be wrong, we'll see. I'm learning here, same as you. The darker green grass is really clumping up right now. If you want to actually know how to make flock well, go watch Miscast's video he just made. It was amazing, seriously. Trent, if you ever stop uploading, I will be pissed, because I will have nothing to eat lunch to. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but that looks pretty great. The cheapest crafting material ever made is sawdust. I don't know if that's getting picked up on the mic, but that is one angry cicada. You hear that? Who pissed off a bug that bad? I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. Now, of course, you can change the proportions of your colored sawdust. So, like, I'm going for more of the darker green and brown colors rather than the yellows and the light greens, because I'm going dark backwoods forest. But you might be going for a whimsical little Shire Hobbit land. So really, it's just down to what you're making and what your preferences are. I personally only like the color purple. Anything that isn't the color purple is just gonna be brown, black, or gray. I'm so excited to make purple grass. That's gonna be so cool. This was a good stir stick. I did just have like my container of sawdust sitting there. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Oh, it's everywhere. I win. I already finished painting it. I'm just giving it a quick satin varnish. And then I just apply a light purple wash. Kind of cool looking vaporwave-esque grime. And also purple just like makes everything look cooler. It's the best color, especially when going with green. Purple and green looks amazing. I want it to kind of hover above the base. This is a clear sprue from a Ghostbusters model kit I bought when I was 5 years old, and I never built. I've used a couple of its parts in this channel before. Sawdust time. And if your Stormcast Eternals don't smell like a pine tree, is it really a Warhammer army? Back to basics. Tap off all the excess flock. I just gotta wait for the plastic cement to dry out. One last little thing. I'm adding some glow-in-the-dark paint, but the main attraction is the Flatwoods Monster. Hang on, let's get some different angles of that. I gotta say, I wasn't super confident about the paint scheme. I kept going back and forth on what I wanted to do, but I really like the way it turned out. And I think my favorite just little tidbit about this model is the eyes. Typically the Flatwoods Monster just has 2 eyes, but I couldn't really find a piece that had 2 eyes, and I thought my Dremel was broken. Turns out it wasn't. If I knew my Dremel was working, I would have just drilled holes for the eyes and put beads in. Because my Dremel wasn't working, it led me to give him 4 eyes, which I think looks pretty sick. Yeah, anyway, I need to actually go to work now. I need to turn my camera off first.